Hello and welcome to the Carbitrage Podcast, episode 272. I am Eric Berger, joined as always by my co-host Ryan Sinitsky.
Hey, that's me.
How was that hair on the top of your hams?
Oh, it's about to be in my mouth, and I'm glad it wasn't.
Awesome. I'm glad you were able to recover before you needed to drink it.
Yes.
We have the exact same beer combination as last episode. Ryan, you have a hams. I have a Colorado Kool-Aid. And patreon.com/carbitrage. On this super custom website, you will find 3 open-ended levels of support starting at $1 a month to help us pay hosting costs. And if we ever get past hosting costs, beer as well. Patreon.com/carbitrage.
I was talking to you and before we started recording the last episode.
Correct.
I went to a New Year's party with like a bunch of friends that are like craft beer snobs.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought in a 30-pack of hams and craft beer. But I was watching, I said that the hams are for everyone if you want them. And I was watching throughout the night, people just started drinking more and more hams because hams is a good beer. It's not like a Budweiser. It is
Correct.
an objectively good beer. Like, it is wonderful for what it is. I was like saying, like, no, you find me a craft Pilsner that keeps up with the hams. Like, you won't. Because this is...
Craft Pilsners are rarer than they ought to be, also, by the way.
Yeah, no, this is the thing. Is like a Pilsner... Making a good Pilsner is like making a really good vanilla ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you can make a good Pilsner...
Or a great California cheeseburger. It's like if you can master the most
Yeah,
basic element of
exactly.
producing something, you killed it.
Yeah, like a good cheese pizza. Like, you cannot hide behind your weird thing.
Right.
Like, whenever I go to a brewery and they're like, here's our double Imperial Doppelbock with like,
Caramel.
hot fudge, caramel, and comforts in it. Like... dude, no. Like, I want your, like, give me your most generic beer because I want to judge the
What's
quality.
your house?
I want to see the quality of what you're actually making, not whatever gimmick you have this week.
Show me what you're shoveling.
Because, like, whenever somebody's like, yeah, dude, check out this really cool, like, peanut butter and jelly IPA or something. Like, I'm like,
Ugh.
no. First off, you. But second off, like, whenever I taste it, I taste the IPA itself, and it's awful.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yes.
But if I find something like Indeed, like their Flavor Wave, that's wonderful.
Well, some hazies can be fantastic.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, Flavor Wave isn't that, like, that's just pizza critiques, compare cheese, pizza. Yeah, critiques. Yeah, it's you compare them because you can't hide behind anything.
Well, everyone in the MSP Burger Group, it's like, I appreciate the reviews so I can, like, go try these new places, but they're always ordering
Ridiculous
the crazy
things.
burgers. I'm like,
No.
I just want to tell me about the one that's got lettuce, tomato, and cheese on it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that's all I want to know.
like-
That's why the correct burger is a parlor burger or a Matt's Juicy. Like,
God.
that's what you get.
I really like smashed patties.
Me
Like
too.
those are my favorite, and it's so hard to
The
actually
skirt
like
is so good.
find people reviewing just like smashed patties.
I know, because so many people look down on smash burgers.
No. I don't want your giant plug of boomer meat. Absolutely not. That's disgusting. Don't give me your
Great,
meat.
Ryan, now I'm thinking about a meat plug.
That's what it is. Look at it. If you ever take the patty off one of these giant burgers, it's just like a meatball inside of a bun. It's stupid.
I mean, those
but
can be good.
Critiquing a cheese pizza. So this is the thing. Is like as compared to like a pepperoni or a sausage or
Mm-hmm.
something. Well, then you're throwing in another
Right, an element,
variable.
the variable.
Because you can easily you can find like good cheese, but when you cook cheese becomes cheese for the most part. Chuck E. Cheese aside, because they found a way to make cheese terrible.
Don't tell Modi.
Yeah, but like this is the thing is every single pizza needs cheese sauce dough.
Mm-hmm.
Now when it comes to your meats and stuff, you can easily mess around with your pepperonis. You can get like a different kind of spicy pepperoni. You can get a softer pepperoni. You can get a harder pepperoni. There's different kinds of pepperonis, different kinds of salamis, different kinds of sausage. Sausage I do not touch.
I
'Cause
love
there's
sausage
well, no, I love it. But whenever I'm finding a new restaurant, I will absolutely never touch a sausage pizza because there are a million kinds of sausages, like Italian
Oh, yeah.
sausages.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's such a vague term.
What? It's like saying crust. I'm like, you could make something that resembles a crust
Exactly.
with like not only just variations of ingredients, but completely different
You
ingredients.
can also make a sausage own the show on a pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Like you could easily just
sure.
have a sausage blow out the rest of the pizza, and then you're like, "Wow, this is great," and then you're just judging the sausage.
Right.
And then that sausage is from some random meat market that they do not own. But the thing is
And will change.
with dough, sauce, and cheese.
Yeah.
With those three, those are things that every single pizza needs.
Yeah.
And if you are able to make one of those become the star of the show, then you've now made an incredible pizza. Like Doge Pizza has the best garlic sauce I've ever tasted. Like it is so good. It's a nice thin crust. Oh, Doge Pizza. Chef's kiss. They're fantastic.
And
They're so
very
cheap.
nice.
And they're very nice. And it's a pair of Iraqi brothers that own it. So
Nice.
they're open
Oh,
on
I heard
every
this- yeah, I
holiday.
heard this story.
Every holiday they're open. It's great. I love them.
Yeah, that would have been very useful. We had dinner on Christmas Day in Florida, and it was tough.
Oh, yeah. No,
Oh,
Christmas Day we were going to have Doge Pizza, but we ended up not. But that...
Gotcha.
Yeah, we had too much to eat for actual dinner. But
Fair enough.
I always like prepare just in case, like Doge Pizza or like Chinese food. Like, I'm going to have a Jewish Christmas just in case.
A Jewish Christmas. That's a deeply... Actually, no, it's not even that troubling. That makes
No,
sense.
that is a real thing. It's an actual thing in the Jewish community. It's a Jewish Christmas. Is you get Chinese food and you go see a movie. Like that's what you do on Jewish Christmas.
Fair.
Because
Okay.
nothing's open, and you don't want to open up your business because your business is just going to lose money. So you go to the Chinese restaurant, and you get a movie, and you go watch a movie. Like
That sounds good to me.
that's a really fun holiday. Jewish Christmas is my favorite holiday because it is a day in which I can do nothing. It is absolutely fantastic.
Okay, Walter Sobchak.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Anyway, so let's move on to World Cup of Cars.
That's indeed.
So, World Cup of Cars, we are moving to Group E semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. In Group
This
is
is still
quarter.
quarters.
Quarter. I
Still
get 'em
quarters.
mixed up.
Second group
So,
of quarters, yep.
quarterfinals, Group E, we have the Pegaso Z102 representing Spain versus Japan's LFA. Oh no, this is awful. This is not the mix I wanted. Because
That wins.
no, this is the thing. An LFA is a modern Pegaso when you look at what they are technologically.
True.
The Pegaso
True.
was the peak of 1950s technology, and the LFA is the peak of modern tech or of 2010s technology.
Other than the single clutch transmission, because DCTs were around for
Yeah,
years.
that's true.
Before this came out,
Yeah.
anyway. But they did it because of lightweight. Okay, yes, you are correct.
Yeah,
However,
no,
only one of these has a manual transmission.
Yes, that is true. That is Pegaso, and only one of these has an extensive racing pedigree, which is also the Pegaso.
Also, one is a Pegaso.
And yeah, one is a Pegaso.
Would you look at that?
We will just need Jana's take here real quick. This is the LFA, the Lexus like hypercar. It's the ultimate Lexus. This is the Pegaso. It's a Spanish Ferrari beater with like
Inboard disc brakes, 5-speed transmission, overhead cam engine.
it's super cute. It's got a good name.
Pegaso.
Pegaso. This is.
That's what I would name a cat if I lived in Italy.
Yeah.
I think if I get a cat that's not gonna be named Mike the Liar, I'm gonna name him Pegaso. That's a great name for a cat. You're right. So the next one, this is one we're gonna need Jana to step in. It's going to be Canada versus Morocco, which is Canada being represented by the Fargo Power Wagon
Oh, yeah.
versus the Moroccan Dacia Sandero.
Let me just bring them up real quick.
Yes. So
Okay.
these are both knockdown kits, which I think is funny because every other country has actual cars, but these were actually made and had unique parts on them.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the Moroccan Dacia, which is, great news, everyone, a
Yeah.
Dacia Sandero, or the Fargo Power Wagon.
Fargo Power Wagon.
It has a way better story.
Yeah,
Fargo
you're right.
Power Wagon.
Yes, also, yeah. Okay, so Morocco, you were done.
Like, wait, I gave you licensing rights to that? Oh, crap.
Yeah, exactly. And now we can't make one.
This truck is just Lucasfilm.
Exactly, yes. Next will be Group G, which is another very good competition. The Chevy
Opala.
Opala
Oh, yes, I remember
versus
the Opala.
the Monteverdi High Speed.
Oh, man.
Both of these are cars that use American powertrains that are from other nations. I'm going to go with the Opala because the Opala has a racing pedigree.
And you could get it in a 4-door with the SS
Yeah.
at the same time.
Well, you could get a high-speed four-door as well.
Yeah, but it didn't look as good.
Yeah, you're right. So we'll see Jan's take as well. The Chevrolet Opala, which was like a Brazilian like miniature muscle car, versus a Monteverdi High Speed, which is a Swiss actual like
It's-
GT
Oh.
car.
It's a
with muscle car
front-engine Pantera.
I don't know. I want to go with this Swiss car, but I gotta go with Brazil.
I should have pulled up a photo of the SS, but I just grabbed the first one.
Yeah, no, you grabbed the Wikipedia one, but yeah, the SS is
There.
That's a modified
They did this
SS.
in a four-door as well, though.
Yeah, that's really rad. That's other than the lowering kit, that's mostly factory stuff too.
Oh
Yeah.
wait, that's another picture of the Swiss car.
Opala.
No, that's the Opala. This is the Swiss car,
Okay.
and then this is the Opala high trim.
It's a
The Opala.
Yeah, Opala, no question.
there we
yeah,
go.
the Chevy Opalas actually. I kind of want one. I could feasibly drive
They're
one.
probably not expensive either.
They are one of the only cars that are sought after by like Brazilian car enthusiasts that are domestic. Like it's like that and like the Volkswagen Puma, like are the Brazilian cars that are actually sought after collectors. But yeah, they made enough of them where they're still cheap. Thank God.
So I'm looking for a decent photo of one of the next contenders here.
The Katanka Auto. Just
No,
click on the link.
I did. I pulled that one up already. I was
So
just looking
Group
for...
H is Ghana's Katanka Auto, which is Ghanaian domestically made cars.
And that is the only photo that exists of it ever.
Yeah. Or the Hyundai Pony.
Well, this is a tough one.
The reason we ended up with this is the EFA Ideal sadly got beaten out again. It's been robbed twice. I feel so bad for the EFA Ideal.
Well, yeah, but it's like the Zamyad losing this year. Just try it. Just try next time.
No, yeah, it's always got next time. But like the EFA Ideal was an adorable little car, but the Hyundai Pony was just a little bit better. And the Katanka Auto.
We spent some time on that one, yeah.
The Katanka Auto somehow beat the UMM, which
It looks like a first-gen QX56 and a first-gen Pilot were just kind of shoved together into a wishosphere, and then this birthed, like, Terminator style out of it.
that is accurate, yeah. Also, Katanka, they made the Ghanaian military mechs,
Those were cool.
which is
We found photos
an
of
actual
those.
thing. Oh, also, if you go to the Katanka Automobile Wikipedia page, they have separate pages for all the different cars. So I think that's the
Do I want the Nakuma?
Nikumide. Yeah, that's the one you're looking at.
Oh, God, they've had several generations of this thing.
Yes, and they were knockdowns of.
Oh, it's not a
Chinese-
Ford Explorer, it's a Fode Explorer.
A Fode Explorer, yes, which is also called a Force One.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not voting for that.
Okay, so it is definitely
pony's winning.
The Hyundai Pony.
The pony.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
Pony.
The Pony has won.
Yes, the Hyundai Pony, which is adorable in every way.
Yep, and had a good-looking four-door variant.
Yes, it did, and a good concept
Okay,
as well.
so next time we'll be doing semis.
Next time will be semis. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So.
All
we
right.
have the first
First
topic.
story. So I was watching, God, I don't know, some YouTube tangent a month ago, and the museum where the Futura is, my grandfather's car.
Yes.
You're obviously very well aware of this. That Jeff Lane of the Lane Motor Museum has some really, really quirky stuff. And I had found a really unknown YouTuber that hadn't done like the typical walk through the museum, but he met up with Jeff and he went through like the really bowels of downstairs. And he's like, what is the most interesting stuff you have?
Oh, I've heard of this.
So this is already an interesting car. It's a Traction Avant, 1938. But this is called a Gazogene.
Yes.
It was a very, very short-lived retrofit kit that was done to cars
Yes.
because of wartime gasoline unavailability, essentially. So
Yep.
what this is, two enormous coal reduction tanks on either front fender that took 30 minutes to start up and would only get you about 60% of the power of an already very underpowered car.
Yes.
But it would let you actually drive on coal fumes
Yes.
injected into the carburetor.
Yep.
So it's fascinating.
Yes.
It's called a Gazogene. That was the company's name. And yeah, essentially it gets like superheated coal dust
Yeah.
to combust, and the off gas from that is combustible itself. So you can put it into an internal combustion engine and like
And they were wildly unreliable and unsafe.
really terrible. They only made 120 total Gazogene conversions.
And most of them lit on fire.
Yep.
Yes, because I watched the same video actually on my own.
Okay, good.
Independently, because I think I shared on like the BAT back end.
Could be. I'm not sure, but
But
it
no,
was.
I watched it on my own, and I think that's how I discovered it. But yeah, no, it was like a very cursed vehicle.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
terrible. Just
yeah,
awful.
no, this is like the peak of like French engineering.
But it was better than walking in some cases.
Yeah, That's true.
In
Sometimes,
some cases.
But yeah.
to a degree, it is marginally better than walking.
It is rare to find one of these intact, and even the one that Lane has, the system has been obviously disconnected, and it's running on gasoline again because the I don't know, the rationing that was
Yeah.
very short lived at the time. So.
Yeah. Well, because France didn't last long in World War II.
Yeah, it's weird how that works.
They kind of got steamrolled. I think it's actually really funny about this. Not funny, but funny.
Not funny,
France?
haha, funny.
Interesting.
Had the most OP tanks in World War, like prior to World War II.
Okay.
Like any French tank would destroy a Tiger in any way.
Okay.
And the only reason they lost is because Germany had so many more tanks.
Ah.
Like France had like a handful of extremely great tanks. Where like if you play like War Thunder or something, you're getting like your ass kicked. Like if there's a French tank, if you see like AMX on the screen, like if like your tank commander IDs the tank, and it tells you what the tank is, because that's actually a cool thing in War Thunder is the quality of your tank commander will tell you the like instead of saying there's a tank ahead of you, it'll tell you what it is. If it's
I
good
watched
enough.
Seth review that game, and it's intense.
It's a really good game. I highly.
You have to
It's
like
free.
study weak points in the tank
Yeah.
to be able to kill somebody.
Yeah, it's a free game as well, so it's very fun. And
I believe you.
biplane combat on VR sounds like a blast. I need to try that at your house.
Sure.
On your VR, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Biplane VR. That sounds intense.
it is biplane like dogfighting in VR. Sounds like the highest form of gaming.
I don't have a joystick, but yeah, other than that, it sounds pretty good.
You don't need a joystick.
Suppose you
just
do
have
a
the little-
controller.
Yeah, a little controller. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, so yeah, it's like French tanks like are very OP, and they had all these like weird designs, right? They had like tires, like solid rubber tires, so they could go faster on the road.
Okay.
And like, but they're like fine, like they don't get like stuck in the mud that much. And there's roads everywhere in France, so it's like, of course we'll just have solid rubber tires, and then you can't shoot them out.
Did it have a wine bottle holder inside?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, good.
Like they're just very fascinating. But
Was
yeah,
it a Gazogene?
no.
Okay.
But I just think it was very fascinating that France like had like a bunch of really cool technology and then just got like creamed.
For all the wrong reasons. Yeah.
For all the wrong reasons. Like this, they got creamed just because they're like, we've made a perfect tank. And
We
they're
don't
like,
need very many of
how
these.
How many tanks did you make? We made 8. Oh,
It should be good.
there's 80 Panzer IIs coming at you. What are you gonna do about that? And like,
Get to my white cloth.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, France is a very fascinating country, and the Gazogene, it really that fits in very well.
It is innovative
with pre-war
thinking.
France.
Yes.
that fits in very well with pre-war France.
Oh my god.
So, China's tiny, adorable, and cheap, and shockingly more practical, higher market cabrio version of the Wuling Mini EV has gone on for sale, and it looks adorable, and it's like $14,000. Look how great this is.
It's great. Fully charged did
that.
a segment on this, and sorry, this is a leftover topic from back when
No,
I
I
was
kept
putting
this
stuff
on
in, but
because I was actually going to put this in. This is wonderful. I love this. It's so stinking cute.
It is really adorable. It is like 3 times the price of the hardtop one, but they've made a significant amount of
$14,000.
improvement. I know.
It's only $14,000.
I know, but the base
Who
one's like
cares?
4,000.
I don't know if I want a base.
No, this one's better. This one is
Yeah,
better.
This would be better.
Mainly like the touch points have been significantly improved.
Yeah, the other car's $4,000 and new. So, and an EV. None of that sounds good.
Beauty, but it is still limited to the same. Like I think these can go 50 miles an hour, but obviously they're city cars. But yeah, the Wuling Mini EV cabrio is really adorable.
I feel like if this could go faster than... If this could go like 80...
Yeah.
No, if this could go 90, like a Fiat 500 electric,
88.
Yeah, 89. You got up to 89 very briefly.
With the 17-inch wheels, it would do 89.
Yes. This would be something I'd be interested in.
I know, right?
Driving.
I'm like right now it's a liability. You can't drive it on our roads because it's too slow. But yeah, if it at least had the ability to get out of somebody's way.
I don't know. And in Christmas, I drove from St. Paul to Northeast Minneapolis.
Fine, if you only drive this in the winter, you would be.
No. Well, I drove from St. Paul to Northeast Minneapolis to Bloomington using just side roads because I wanted to see if I could.
Sure. Okay, yeah, you can
And
do
I did.
it. Yeah.
I did. And it was actually more enjoyable.
You could have driven on the main roads because people are so bad at driving in weather. They drive slower than this thing's top speed.
Yes. But I actually was able to have an enjoyable driving experience on side roads with my Fiat going under 50 miles an hour. So yeah,
Fair.
like, that was fine. So,
But it would have been just as enjoyable in a Wuling Mini EV convertible, probably.
Wuling Hangqing. That's
Yeah.
the name. It's a Wuling Hangqing. Hangqing. Sorry, it was misspelled in our show notes. But
I didn't type that part.
well, I mean, is the inside EV URL is incorrect. That's what it is. Because they spelled it Quang, which would be Chang instead of Guang.
Up here it shows going, so it must just be a font thing with Google.
Nope. It's definitely not a font thing. It's the URL that they wrote.
Well, I'm glad the
incorrectly.
URL worked anyway.
Yeah, it was just incorrectly written on their end.
Gotcha.
Anyway, smashing.
Yep. So that we won't get that, by the way. That's
I
not
want it, but I can't get it.
correct. Story of most things we have. Okay. Something. It's all EV. That's all we talk about. That's fine. So
Actually, I have one not EV project. We are sandwiching EVs with great classic car.
perfect
news.
That's kind of what we're known for, right?
Yes.
So before the Ioniq 5N gets officially announced, which will have identical specs to this, at least we have some details on the new powertrain. So the EV6 GT is the first US-bound product that has this new powertrain. So it's still a dual motor, still has the same long-range battery pack, but it has the ability to dump a lot more current in and out of the battery, essentially, to that rear motor. So 576 horsepower.
I like that's rear-wheel drive.
Well, it is all-wheel drive, but
Oh.
the bias is it's now like it's not 51-49, it's like 70% rear. It's a fascinating car, and how it's positioned, this thing's only real competition, the EV6 anyway, is the Taycan GTS,
Yes.
which is interesting. I mean, obviously that's a much more upmarket vehicle, but this also doesn't have a transmission, which makes it better. The stitching is green, so that's nice because every
I like
Porsche
green
product with
stitching,
green stitching is constantly in for service for a replacement battery pack because they all sucked.
Hmm.
But yeah, apparently the steering feel is improved. The seats are like sport seats. I mean, they look like Recaros, but I'm sure they're not. So, I mean, the fact that anyone can just go have one of these is going to, I think, really loop a lot more kind of fringe and daily enthusiasts into EVs. Because this product is like
Objectively good.
$40,000 cheaper than a Taycan GTS, and it is
objectively
objectively
good.
good. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with it.
It's a good vehicle.
Like, why anyone would buy a Tesla when this exists is completely unfathomable to me.
yeah, no, Tesla definitely has their Model T moment right now.
Like,
where they just
the
like,
world got caught completely pants down by E-GMP and the Koreans.
Yep, you're right.
But I want the Ioniq 5N.
Apparently, semi-related Asian EV news.
Sure.
Darren drove a iMayev,
Nice.
and he said they are hilarious.
I bet.
That is his
Lightweight rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, he said his experience driving one was he used half of the battery pack or half of the range, doing donuts in a parking lot in dry weather,
Nice.
and then he said it is objectively a terrible vehicle to drive. But he's like, I am very well versed in terrible vehicles. I own
I've
several
met
of
Darren.
them.
Yeah, that's correct.
And he said, yeah, no, he's like, this is definitely a car I'd get one of my friends to buy. So there you go.
You
That's
know
what it
he's
is.
going to end up with one now.
No,
though.
he's not. But because there's a certain level of car where like he's discovered that his limit is the
Ryan.
Yugo.
Did you tell him about the Australian tuning community?
Yes, we did have a conversation
Okay,
about that.
good.
Apparently the American iMayev is it's like 1 or 2 inches larger in every dimension. It's a completely different vehicle.
Oh, man.
No, but it's like, you know how like Fiat 500 taillights look identical to European ones, but they do not fit?
Yeah, they do. They just don't. They're not electrically compatible.
No, the like if you wanted the ones that have the little fill-ins.
They fit just fine. They're just not electrically
No,
compatible.
there's the like 2013, like not 2009. But
Right. Like you're talking the 2019 and up LED.
No,
hero
no,
headlights,
2000 like 15.
Oh,
Whenever they did their mid-model update in Europe.
well, they did. That was when we got the 500.
It was our body style, but before they did the new body style. Anyway, yeah, so Fiat 500 has a taillight that doesn't fit. But it's like that, where it's like everything looks the exact same, but it's slightly bigger for America.
What are you talking about?
So the iMayev is slightly different.
Okay.
Then
I'm surprised
all
that
of
it's
the
like a
other
different
ones-
size and everything, though.
Yeah,
So these that normally have the body color insert?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, those do not.
They physically screw in the body control module just can't interface with it.
Huh. I
but
was
yeah.
lied to then on the Fiat form.
They fit.
Okay. Well, anyway, so
Oops.
yeah, with the iMyEV, apparently everything is like 1 inch bigger. Like it's just
Like even like the CV axles like aren't compatible because of all that. Okay.
everything's bigger on the body.
So you can't use any of the cool like go fast
Well,
parts.
I
then?
think the CV axles might be the same.
Okay.
But like the whole body is different. I just
Okay.
think that's interesting. I don't think it makes any problem.
No wonder Mitsubishi doesn't have any money.
Yeah. Like what?
Like, yeah, let's
on what planet was this a reasonable idea?
this car we're gonna sell 15 of. Yeah, let's just
No, they were totally delusional. They were planning to sell 90,000 a year.
here.
Yes. What?
I don't think they sold 90,000 cars in 10 years.
In 2016, they sold less than 50. There was less than one sold per state in the United States.
That's incredible.
What the? What? Like,
I'm in Mitsubishi.
What planet did that make sense on? Did they have anybody, like... did
Mitsubishi
they-
is the car company that doesn't have anyone in their family to tell them no.
Mitsubishi, I genuinely don't think, like, they just, like, make decisions. They're like, you know what? People like this in Japan, clearly in a place where everything's 1,000 miles away,
No.
where they're going to want the exact same car.
Hey, this sells well in a developed country. Let's sell this in another developed country. It will sell well.
Yeah.
That was the entire logic of the entire global market decision they made.
No, that's exactly it. It's like bringing the Pontiac Montana to Germany. But like the thing is like if Pontiac hinged their entire future on the Pontiac Montana selling in Germany, like that's the difference. Like,
You know, there's like 5 people in Germany that would be mega jazzed
yeah,
about a Pontiac Montana.
and they brought it there, but Pontiac also did not. They were realistic and said, "Yeah, this is not going to be our future. We're going to try and see if we can get some extra sales out of this." But
I've never
like,
seen a minivan do that before. Maybe
Yeah.
it's not really a minivan.
yeah, no, the Mitsubishi just did their thing. Anyway, let's talk about EV minibus startups in Nigeria, because I talked about that last episode,
Indeed.
thinking I'd already mentioned it.
There we go. All right.
So there's this company called Phoenix Renewables,
Okay.
and they convert minibuses and vanagons to EV power with like a 30-minute charge time, like to go from 0 to fully charged.
Yeah.
And it's run by a 29-year-old Nigerian entrepreneur named Mustafa Gajibo.
As long
It-
as he's not a prince.
He's a real dude.
Okay, good.
But he's 29 years old and runs an EV startup in Nigeria that's successful. That's incredible.
Maybe he's going to be the guy that figures out tuk-tuks. They have solar on the roof.
Yeah. No, he just converts existing vehicles by throwing solar panels on the roof and like putting rechargeable batteries in them, and like takes 30 minutes to recharge them, and you can drive them all day as like a minibus. That's really cool. And he even has his own car that he's making.
Is that the second link? No.
These are just 2 links to the same story. That was
Okay.
one in case you want to see the video.
I'm
But
playing it. It's great.
he is actually making an entire prototype. I think it's towards the end. You'll see the prototype. If you just want to like fast forward like 3/4 of the way through.
I'm really fascinated by all of this.
Yeah, no, it's very fascinating. I love the African EV market. This is my new favorite niche in like the car world.
Because these people they've figured out the real sticking points that like no enthusiast in the United States has bothered to deal with yet.
No, like
Which
these
is like an off-the-shelf motor that just has a flange on it where you can bolt it to things.
what Africa offers is they have a automotive universe that is completely separate from ours. It's fully developed.
Yeah.
And they're just like going from the start, making these wild, cool EVs. And so he's even made his own prototype from the ground up.
That's
and
the
it's
end
like,
of the video. I don't know.
oh, go back to the video. Go back to the video. Go back to the, or maybe it's the other one. No, it's this video.
There was a 5-minute video on this one.
Try the 5-minute video, and then go like halfway through.
Oh, oops.
I think this is it. I remember all these tuk-tuks.
Tuk-tuks.
But here we go.
Oh, yeah.
They're
This is
working
an
on it.
Eagle Hammerhead eye thrust.
It looks like a cross between that, a Changli Nemeka, and a Toyota Kijang.
They're using cardboard CAD, so you know it's going to be good.
Yeah, it's very interesting what they're making.
I just need AliExpress to come out with cheaper, reasonable output motor and motor controller kits. Because, like, once that kind of thing is solved, and, like, that looks like that's what he's got.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I want to know what that motor is.
He's what he's done.
Oh, look at that! There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. You know when we were like all like kids, like I'm gonna design a car. Mm-hmm. He just did. He literally just didn't stop, and he just moved forward with it.
Made in Nigeria, prototype. Look at those turn signals. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's really wild that he made this vehicle on his own. And like you don't understand, like this guy's 29, he made this made a functioning car from nothing in his garage as a prototype to be used as a bus. That's really cool that he's made that. And I just think that this guy is absolutely fascinating.
He's a mad lad.
Yeah, no, he's great. Like he's like literally saving the world, just doing these small, stupid little things. And it's like it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, but if you think about this, like each tuk-tuk he takes off the road is the equivalent of 10 Jeeps.
Huge.
And they're not being used for like an enthusiast. I love the front end.
I know, right?
It's a very cursed front end. Wow. But like each vehicle that he takes off the road is not an enthusiast vehicle. These are just shitbox cars that he's taking off the road. Mm-hmm. And yeah, there it is, functional, like driving around. Like he's even got it painted and stuff. There's a solar panel, a gigantic solar panel on the roof.
Which is no, that was the back end.
Oh, that was the back end?
That was the back end.
Wow, it wasn't even the roof.
No, I'm sure it has solar on the roof too.
Yeah, of course. It's just covered in solar panels. But yeah, I think that this is just the most fascinating thing in the world. Are just like these people in like Africa making EVs, like homebrew EVs.
It makes perfect sense. I mean, they don't have fuel infra. I mean, they do, but like in rural Nigeria, you can't just go to your local gas station.
No,
so like even if you had
rural
a car,
Nigeria and Elko, Minnesota are two different places in the world.
Yep.
But yeah, here he is driving his Eagle Eye Hammer eye thrust.
Impressive. Dude, yeah, but if you go to the store once a week or something like that, this is just sitting there with panels on all the time in a center country. It'll have a full charge.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those are lithium iron sulfate batteries too, I think.
But there it is. That's outside of it. Wow, yeah, it definitely looks like the Eagle Eye Hammer thrust Jeff, like Toyota Kijang, and a Changli Nemeka. You put those three together, and this is what you get.
All right.
I'm
about it.
This guy's cool as hell. Because, you know what? I've never designed a car from the ground up.
God, I haven't either.
He did.
I guess my grandpa did, but I have not.
No, you haven't. Yeah, he made one.
Yep.
Very, very customized one.
Super custom.
Yeah, and I got to watch the Chasing Classic Cars episode of that.
I have that one saved.
And it was very funny because of just the cursed stuff that his mechanic had to deal with. It was very funny. It was
the bike chain?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was very funny.
Yep. No, I remember him talking about that one. I'm like, well,
it works, I guess, technically.
I love the chain repair kit under the driver's seat.
Yes.
That clearly he bought and put there many moons ago. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Oh, God, I forgot about this. Okay, I should have done this with my last topic. Why would anyone buy a Tesla when you could get an E-GMP Kia Hyundai product? So there is now a new base model, Model 3 and Y, still not as cheap as the promised $35,000 price tag, which they achieved for like a week once that we talked about years ago.
Yeah, they did.
And they've cut the battery, and they've cut the interior quality, and they've moved all the buttons into the everything. There's no stalks anymore. It's bad. It's so. Don't buy a Tesla. Used Tesla values are through the floor right now too because of Musk. Everything is just fantastic. I hope the company gets so bad where Musk has to leave.
No, this company's totally cursed, and I've been saying this for years.
Their charging infrastructure needs to live. So whatever that entails, living on, great, just do that.
Yeah,
just the company as it lives right now needs to stop.
No, Elon Musk is, like I said, I call him chaotic good, but I don't say that in a good way. Like, he's not actively trying to make the world a worse place. Like, his ultimate end goal is to have EVs and have us to be a multiplanetary species, but he's doing it in the worst possible way.
He's just
he
never puts away the troll.
No, he doesn't. He's just a total lunatic. Like, he's not a good person.
Correct.
But that's the thing is when you have a Tesla, you are directly tying yourself to a lunatic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like haha cute. He's just a eccentric billionaire. No, he's mentally unwell.
Correct.
This isn't normal people things to do. Like, eccentric billionaires are like Richard Branson. That's an eccentric billionaire.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is a dickhead.
Yep. Correct.
And he's mentally unwell.
And he doesn't live up to his word on Twitter when he makes a poll.
Yeah, he's still on Twitter. Isn't that wild?
Oh,
But
these photos aren't even correct. This is an old one. This
but
was
yeah,
stocks.
this is dumb and bad and not good. Yeah,
the
no, give me a
product-
Chinese EV, please.
The Model 3 and Y became irrelevant when the legislation passed for EV tax credit junk.
Yeah,
And it became even more irrelevant with E-GMP cars being delivered in mass. Now it's even more irrelevant because they've made the product worse.
so there's another thing that's going on here. You remember how you've always complained about Fiat 500s looking the same forever?
I've never complained about that.
Well, you said that they just.
I
kinda
said
let
that's
die on
why
the
they
vine.
didn't sell.
Yeah. What do you think's gonna happen to Tesla? Because this is a long in the tooth design.
Well, they've got way too many apologists, so...
Yeah,
The brand still has cachet right now. Like, that was the thing.
it's slipping
Oh, good.
like a lot.
Good.
Like, you see these apologists, like even the apologists like Piss Jugs, he's into
God.
Rivian. I saw R1R for the first time.
R1 what?
The truck.
R1T?
R1,
No, R1S.
R1S, the SUV.
Yeah.
Brilliant looking.
I didn't realize it was like 18 inches shorter than the pickup.
So much better than the pickup.
Yeah.
Infinitely better. Like, wow, what a vehicle. But anyway, I want to talk about classic car bargains because
Yeah, please. I
Tesla
want to talk about
sucks.
Tesla.
And we've
Tesla.
talked. This is the thing is, you show me bad EV stuff. I show you
Mm-hmm.
good EV stuff.
Yeah, but I also bring up all the Kia junk, so I mean, that stuff's good.
Yes, but I also show you great things coming from Africa, which are good EVs. What I'm going to talk
Okay.
about is
Yes.
classic car bargains. Bargains.
Let's
Yep,
talk about bargains.
Any post-war Rambler,
Okay.
they're all very cheap and very good. Like if you want to get yourself into classic car ownership,
$8,000. Okay.
you get like classic Ramblers. This is the way to do it. So Rambler existed like they were brought back from the dead in 1958 and existed until 1966, which is kind of a golden era for American car design for like looks. Because if you look at let's take a look at the 61 Rambler Classic Super Cross Country wagon.
The one that's active right now?
Yeah, that one that's active right now. Because if you look at this is a 3 on the tree, inline 6 rear-wheel drive wagon.
Yeah.
That I think it might have limited slip, but they had an option for it. No, this one does not have limited slip, but they were optional to have it. But this is the thing. Look how good that looks.
I like
Look
the
at
back
the
end. Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, the back end's incredible. It's got a sick dashboard. And it's got a 195.6 cubic inch inline 6.
195.6. What is that in metric?
It's like a totally round number in metric.
Okay.
It's like 195.6
Cubic inches.
CI 2 liters. It is a 3.2 liter. It is
Okay.
almost exactly 3.2 liters.
That's 52. Got it.
Yeah. So it's a 3.2 liter inline 6. But it's got 3-speed manual transmission. Also, this inline 6 is as reliable as the Sunrise. They even came with aluminum block variants.
Damn.
Yeah, they had like really, really cool like little designs here. They just like kind of relate to the party with V8s. Like they made some, but like that's fine. But like golden age American styling for cheap. Huge take rate on wagons. That inline 6 is as reliable as the Sunrise. They had super cool knockdown kits that had their own unique styling. The parts availability is hit and miss. With some of these, like this Rambler wagon that I'm showing you, you can find pretty much every part like available aftermarket. But there's some cars that are not a little bit like if you like an Ambassador, it'll be a little bit more difficult to find.
Okay.
Also, yes, torque tube, which is very cool.
I was noticing. Damn.
Yeah. And they are forever cheap. Forever. They're never going to be appreciating in value. You can own this for the rest of your life and love it. And not feel bad about using it. Like, it's a permanent E21 effect.
Oh, God. Okay.
So, like, but imagine if, like, the E21 existed in a bubble. And then, but, like, its competitors were better. Like, you had the E21,
No.
but you also had a 190.
Rambler is an E21 where there was never an E30.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
So it's just a mediocre product. There's nothing wrong with it, but it never had anything to live up to after the fact.
yeah, and that's kind of what Rambler was. And I mean that in a good way because, like, these are still very cool cars. Like, because they're pretty light. They're really small. They did have some with V8s. The 6 is great. The 50s styled ones had, like, Pininfarina bodywork.
Damn.
Yeah, they're really cool, cheap cars, and I highly recommend
It looks
them.
small too, which I like.
Yeah, they are small. Like, with the exception of the Rambler Marlin, which is huge. Like, it's insane. It's somehow bigger than a Charger. I don't know how you roll bigger than a Charger, but they are. But if you get something like a Rambler Rebel, if you go back to the brand trailer page, there's this really cool two-tone pink Rambler Rebel that sold last year. For like $23,000. This is like the peak of Ramblers. Like, this is the most desirable one with a V8, 3-speed manual, push-button gear selection, two-tone pink, with like an incredible interior design. Like, yeah, this is like this is the absolute peak of what Rambler values are. It is like $23,000. So if you think about that, you know, for $10,000 to $20,000, you can, or $5,000 to $20,000, you can get yourself a very solid, functioning, good classic American car that's cool looking and fun to drive. Like,
And it'll get you back to the 50s.
If you think about, yeah, exactly. If you think about that price point, though, but I mean, like, think of that sub $20,000 price point, what you're looking to buy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you want something that's other than, like, if you want something that's older than 20 years old, you're really coming up short with, like, a lot of garbage.
Yeah.
Like, it's, you can have,
No, there's nothing you would want to own that you could afford.
no, you can get, like, super lucky like we did with the Buick.
Mm-hmm.
You could get a basket case of, like, a Dodge Dart. Or you could get any Rambler.
Sure. Take your pick.
Like, I would take the any Rambler, because this would be, you're going to get a good car. You're going to get the best Rambler for the price of the worst other car.
Even, oh man, they've come up a little bit though. Look, this one sold in 2017. It's about the same cleanliness as that other blue and white one that's listed right now. And this one only sold for $3,500.
So if you look at the styling,
Yeah.
like, that's, like, definitely 1960s styled, like...
It was 2 years newer, yeah.
Yeah, it was, but, like, that 2 years made a difference.
Sure.
Like, a 63 Rambler Classic, like, definitely looked like a 60s car. Like, if you look at, like, a 65 Rambler American, it looks like a Dodge Dart. But if you look at the 50s ones, like, they look like Bel Airs and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're, like, very cheap and, like, really unique looking. And they had, like, really wild features. Like, they had a wagon in the 50s.
It's a good start.
Yeah, they have plenty of wagons. In the 50s, they had a wagon with a retractable roof.
Like the middle piece?
Like the wagon, the back part of the roof, you could retract backwards, and you would roll the window down into the tailgate. And that way, if you needed to haul something that would otherwise require
It's
a
an
truck,
Envoy XUV.
but as a wagon, that's a brilliant vehicle. That's still under $20,000.
That's very odd.
They're really cool cars.
Looks like these don't come up all that often.
A lot of them are, they were never really, like, cared for.
Sure. It was a disposable car.
Yeah, it was a disposable car. Like, a lot of people, like, they aren't that common on branch yard. I see them. You can find them on Facebook Marketplace fairly regularly.
Ah, that kind of car.
It's that kind of thing. Like, you can just find them. Like, they're not, like,
This is your V6 SN95.
Exactly.
Got it.
It's like a V6 SN95, but imagine if they didn't make a V8 SN95.
And they made one as a wagon.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. It's like, Rambler, like,
With an M57 in it would be awesome.
Yeah, or, you know, that from last episode, that half V8 LS thing would be great in any one of these.
True. I was thinking about, like, to make it into what the wagon was in the 50s, which is a family road trip car.
Yeah.
Like, turbo diesel.
Yeah.
Straight 6 turbo diesel.
That'd be very cool.
With a 6-speed.
Yeah, I think, and they just have so many cool, weird designs. Like, I'm really here for Rambler, and I know with a lot of the cars from our age becoming impossible to own, and these old 50s cars becoming more, like, you know, affordable.
Yeah.
I think that this is a really good move to make. Would be
honestly,
something like
yeah.
this.
In that niche case, which does exist.
Yeah. Like, you want classic car.
It's a great deal because like nobody our age can tell the difference between most 50s cars.
Yeah, well, even then, you're still gonna get, like, I would buy a Rambler, absolutely.
Right, but I'm saying, like, a 57 Nomad versus a 59 Rambler, like there's a huge value gulf there, and for
Yeah,
a reason, but
yeah.
no
So your
Gen
average
Zer
layman
really
is
isn't
really
gonna
care.
know. Yeah.
Like, well, also the thing is like, what is a Nomad getting you that Rambler is not for the most part?
A V8 maybe.
Yeah, and even then there's V8 options.
Right.
Like, you
And I
can-
guarantee there's parts to put V8s in any straight six
You can
Rambler.
probably find a V8 swapped Rambler for cheaper.
Probably. Oh,
than
yeah.
a not
God,
V8
yeah.
swapped one.
And that's the one I would start with.
Yeah, and so this is the thing is like, I actually have like had conversations with like some of my weirdo car friends where we talk about Ramblers. Like, yeah, no, they're actually great cars. Like, if you're into Volvo ownership, you should also consider Ramblers. Like, if you are somebody that's like into like your weirdo European cars that aren't like, you're not just like a hype beast about like E92s or something.
Oh god.
Like, if you're into like actually like into like old European cars, like Ramblers are an American equivalent. They're really cool. They really floundered in the market because Rambler was in this space where they weren't directly competing with the big three, but they were competing with like Mercedes of that era. Because you know, like Mercedes of that era were not necessarily luxury, but like people that would cross shop a Rambler American would like be a Rambler American, like a Ford Falcon and a Mercedes like 190
Yeah,
or like a
Ponton or
220.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Fintail even.
Yeah, like a Fintail or like a four-cylinder Mercedes.
Yeah,
That's what
those,
you'd be
I mean,
cross-shopping.
they were economical commuter choices back in the 60s.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't status symbols.
No, and that's what this
Like
is.
Mercedes
and they're
yeah.
just fine. And there's plenty of people that love cars like that. So
There you go.
They're very cool. So there you go.
60s American V8 muscle car for 10 grand.
Yeah, incredible. So cheap. And you know what things would be? That car for 10 grand, you're going to have more car for 10 grand than you're going to get out of a 30 grand, like, Coronet.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this was 2016, but still, I bet this car hammered today would still be less than
12.
20.
Maybe 12, maybe 13.
Yeah.
But, like, still. If
And
you-
it's clean.
Yeah, you get a good car. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you're going to get more car for 10 grand than you would out of a 30 grand Dodge. Like, it's great. They're absolutely fantastic cars. So there you go, Rambler. My
That's-
top tip. That's what we're going to end on. Oh, Jan, did you want to talk about your wheeled Pokemons?
Oh, you just ruined it. That's all I had to say about it, is that they have car Pokemon now. Or Pokemon with wheels.
Is it, like, televised, or is it part of the Go series?
Yeah, tell me about this. What?
It's part of the Pokemon Violet versus Scarlet. The new Pokemon are cars?
They're car Pokemon.
I know nothing
Can you
about
crawl inside of them?
No.
Are they sentient?
Yeah.
Has there
God.
been a car Pokemon like World War II? Is there a car Pokemon Pope?
No.
What about car Pokemon 9/11?
No, it's not
Oh.
like the universe of cars.
Oh.
It's
Well, not
just
yet.
Like,
Maybe it's in its infancy.
Yeah.
no, they're weird. Like, when you defeat, like, I don't know, I'm not paying much attention to the storyline. I'm just doing my own thing in it right now.
Is it like Cars where they put the eyeballs in the wrong place?
Sometimes.
Oh. Whenever I see it in the windshield. Like, Scott ruined that for me. Like, why aren't the eyes the headlights?
Oh, no, that's what
Oh,
they
they
are.
did do that.
Oh, they did now?
No, they did originally,
Oh.
and they prototyped the whole movie with the headlights on like the headlights as the eyes.
Oh, they should have done that.
No, it's totally horrifying because you had this
Oh, is it like the
gaping-
Sonic redo thing?
No, you had like the gaping maw on its forehead where you like see into its brain. It was really horrifying.
That's tremendous.
And so then
I want
they-
to see that cut.
Yeah, so then they like when they were making cars, they got like halfway through the movie, they're like, we can't do this. This is horrifying. So they redesigned all the cars so the eyes were on the windshield because of that. Because you had this like you just look into it where its brain would be. It'd be
Here you
horrifying.
go, Polygon.
That's fantastic.
Game Freak keeps teasing this weird new engine Pokemon, but here's your best look. And it's, you can't
Here,
really
I
see
got it.
it.
I got it.
Which
Oh, what
it,
the hell?
It did make it into the
I can probably try to find it here.
Pokemon Scarlet
There we
car
go, I got it.
Pokemon.
I'll pull up the image here on that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is.
It's weird. I had to defeat this, and I didn't like it at all. It was set me aback. I don't like the car Pokemon.
That's a horrifying Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Nope, that's not
Nope.
good.
Now I'm going to take that off the screen. There we go.
That's like. It's,
So on that nightmarish bombshell,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's like Metropolis.
Mom.
Five,